Hello everybody, my name is Ariel Maharukin and I want to talk about an issue that is very important to me, the issue of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. Do you know somebody or are you currently living from paycheck to paycheck? Odds are you are or someone you know is, because 50% of Americans are currently living paycheck to paycheck, according to statistics provided by the Bank of America. The major reasons behind Americans living this way is because of debt, stagnant wages, higher housing cost, and the temptation of using credit cards and taking out loans. I just want to explain for a little bit of context that I am currently an independent single soldier who lives in the barracks. So I know a lot of soldiers who are currently living paycheck to paycheck, and there was a point where I was myself living paycheck to paycheck. Let's start with discussing debt. Debt is the main contributor to financial struggle and thus causing the living paycheck to paycheck. According to debt.org, 80% of Americans have some kind of debt. This can include mortgage payments, car payments, student loans, and medical debt, as well as personal loans. Debt inhibits people from being able to build a savings account and is the number one reason behind needing to live paycheck to paycheck. Having debt is one thing, but having stagnant wages also contributes to the problem. When wages are stagnant, this makes it very difficult for people to save money and be able to afford their standard of living. According to economicspolicy.org, wages have only gone up by about 9%, even though the rate of inflation has gone up about 11 to 13%, according to economicpolicy.org. So this does not keep up with the standard of living that people had beforehand, and now they are struggling to keep up. This can cause the living paycheck to paycheck. This formula of debt plus stagnant wages seems even worse when you take into consideration the cost of housing has also gone up. The tall order housing costs put average Americans into debt, typically, because these loans can be anywhere from 5 figures to 6 figures. And if you're already in other kinds of debt and your wages have not gone up to keep up with inflation, this causes Americans to live paycheck to paycheck. According to the Department of Rent, House Prices, and Treasury, the cost of housing has significantly outpaced the median income of the average American. So only the rich or the extremely rich Americans are reasonably able to afford these houses without going into debt or losing a significant amount of their wages. Housing loans are typically the most expensive kind of loans you can get. And to tie all these points together is the temptation of credit cards and spending money that is not yet earned. College students taking out student loans is one of the biggest examples of this, because the students will take out the loan for classes that they may not want or need, and then this puts them into greater student loans, and that can set them up for a massive amount of debt in the future. There are many opportunities like this in life, especially with credit cards. The temptation of credit card debt is a massive problem. For example, when I first got my own credit card, they offered me a credit line of $2,000. And I did not necessarily make that much money at the time of opening that credit card. So that caused a lot of problems. And this financial restraint is very, very needed in our day and age. With all these points said and understood, these are the reasons behind Americans' financial struggles. And I urge all of you to get some kind of financial counselor or handle your money reasonably. Try to manage your debt and get a good job. So Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.